All right, it's Thursday, July 30th. We've got 5 games on this first 5 board today we're going to take a look at. It'll include Washington taking on Atlanta to start the night. We got Boston and the Athletics in one of the late windows. We've got Seattle and the Dodgers back at it for game 3 of that series. Miami is in Queens. They're riding high after sweeping the Philadelphia Phillies. And Pittsburgh is in the Great American Ballpark for what could be a pretty fun game. Hey, it's Joe Raineri, WagerTalk.com. Let's dive in to some of these first 5 matchups with, well, Atlanta first, Nationals at the Braves. And Atlanta opened up here at about a minus 140 favorite in the first 5. You got Grant Holmes on the mound. And Grant Holmes has actually been pretty reliable for the Braves this season, even last season. He's got a 3.79 ERA. And listen, I don't know anybody that thinks the 3.79 ERA is actually telling you the truth, because the underlying numbers say that he has been a bit worse than that over the year, more like a high 4 ERA pitcher. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he tends to lose control a little bit here. He walks far too many guys, and that's a problem tonight of all nights. Why? Because over the last couple of weeks, Washington has been one of the 2 best lineups in baseball against right-handed pitching, carrying an 895 OPS as a group. You've got Dylan Cruz crushing it finally, CJ Abrams smashing it over the last week. They're averaging, 5 runs a game. The Nationals, now, this is interesting, are welcoming back Jake Irvin, whose last Major League Baseball start was 68 days ago. That would have been May 23rd. He had a shoulder strain. He had a long rehab process. This is his first game back. Now, prior to that, 5.23 ERA is honest. That's pretty much what he has been over the last couple of seasons. Misses a lot of bats, but walks a whole lot as well. Oh, yeah. Hard contact. That's a problem for him. And it's going to be a big problem, you would think, tonight against the team that has been crushing pitching. And this is a guy who hasn't pitched in over 2 months. So you don't know really what you're going to get from him. We know what we're going to get from Atlanta because they can hit also. Even though they've only scored just about 3 runs a game over the last 7 days, they've done really well against righties over the last couple of weeks. They're one of the best offenses in baseball all around. Dominic Smith, Drake Baldwin, both guys crushing it. Now, the first 5 total opened up at 5.5. It's still there. I get 2 great lineups, really hitting the ball well against a split and 2 guys on the mound that don't scare anybody. So I want there to be runs in this one. I think we're going to get runs in this one, and I definitely think we're going to get over 5.5 in the first 5 in this game here tonight. All right, let's talk about game number 2 here, and that's going to be the Red Sox at the Athletics. Now, Sonny Gray, he takes the ball for Boston in the late one. He's got a 2.78 ERA. And the market opened up the Red Sox around a minus 165, 170 favorite in the first 5, and it's steadily been climbing there. But here's the thing. When I dig into Sonny Gray, yes, the 2.78 ERA is great, but the reality is, yeah, the underlying numbers put him nearly a full run worse. We're talking about high 3s here. He is not piling up strikeouts. And sooner or later, the contact metrics, they're going to come to fruition here. And I think tonight could be one of those nights. Now, you got the Athletics countering with Mason Barnett. He's got through, 3 1/3 last time out, 54 pitches. So he's not going to go long. He's basically an opener for what amounts to be a bullpen game for the A's. Now, 4.74 is what his ERA is. It says that his, in his history, numbers land closer to mid-5s. So the Athletics, even though they've lost 4 or 5, and they've only averaged about 3 runs a game over the last week, I get why the market wants nothing to do with him. But against right-handed pitching over the last 14 days, the lineup has been one of the better ones in baseball. Lawrence Bolter, Jeff McNeil finally starting to hit. It's going to be 92 degrees at first pitch in Sacramento. The wind is going to be blowing out. We haven't gotten a ton of runs in this series just yet, but something tells me we might get them here tonight. I got no desire to lay minus 170, 180 with a pitcher in Sonny Gray whose ERA tells me, yeah, he is not nearly as good as that. Not where I want to be. So I would take the half a run with the home dog. They've played them tough this entire series. I don't want to be laying any big numbers between these two teams. I'll take the half a run in the first 5 with the Athletics. All right, before we get to the rest of the games here, guys, want to ask you to go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, become part of the WagerTalk TV family. We certainly appreciate you stopping by here, as it's all about the content and it's all about knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. The more you guys have, the more profitable we hope that you will be. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the WagerTalk TV family as we head to Ches Ravine for the Dodgers taking on the Mariners. Game 3 of this set. The Dodgers opened up minus 140, 145 in the first 5. Sasaki is on the mound there, even though the guy standing on the other side of that price has a better arm this season, and I'll get to that in a second. Sasaki, 4.71 ERA. It is what he is. I mean, he's going to strike out a ton of guys, but he's also going to walk his fair share. And ultimately, it evens out to about a mid-4s ERA style pitcher, and that's what he is. Now, he's been really good the last couple of times out. In fact, last game against the Mets, 7 innings, 1 run. But that was against a Mets lineup that is terrible. The game prior to that was versus the Yankees, who we all know can't hit. So while it's nice, he's heading in the right direction, I wouldn't be calling it a trend. Now, Seattle, they're sending Brian Wu to the mound. He's got a 4.37 ERA, but the underlying metrics say, yeah, he's better by a full run there. Why? Because he doesn't walk anybody. On stuff alone, he's one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball. But he has some of the worst home road splits that you will see. Just to give you an idea, in his last 6 road starts, he's allowed 29 earned runs in just 30 innings. That equates to an 8.7 ERA. Not good. And it also bears mentioning that this was supposed to be Bryce Miller starting and that they moved him back and moved Wu up for the start. We'll see if that has any ramifications here. But why would I consider the Los Angeles Dodgers in the first 5? Well, because Seattle can't hit. That's why. Against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, one of the 2 or 3 worst offenses in baseball. Don't forget, they faced 2 lefties to start this series. They won game 1. They didn't win yesterday. But they have averaged just under 4 runs a game over the last 7 days. And I don't care. Against this split they're facing tonight, they have been dead in the water. And the Dodgers, on the other hand, have been one of the best offenses against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks. Ohtani, Freeman, all jacking their numbers up over the last couple of weeks. Listen, LA doesn't need a big inning here. It needs 1. Because Wu can't be trusted on the road, and we know that. And even Sasaki, I think, with the walks aside, will have no problem handling this weak-hitting Seattle team. So I got no problem looking at the Dodgers minus the half run in the first 5 of this one. All right, we got another one coming up here. This one is also, I think, fascinating because all of a sudden, the red-hot Marlins again are in Queens taking on the Mets. And the first 5 total in this one tonight, 3.5. And that's a low number, but it's a low number for a reason. You got Nolan McLean going up against Yuri Perez. Both guys missed a ton of bats, and neither of these lineups, quite honestly, has been great against right-handed pitching over the last 14 days. Now, McLean gets the ball for the Mets, 3.32. That's what he is. He strikes out a ton of guys, doesn't give up a ton of hard contact, He's had some control issues this season, but for the most part, last time out, 2 earned runs. He was really, really good here. And Perez for Miami, 3.56 ERA. He's another one that's had more trouble on the road than he's had at Lone Depot Park. But he, too, right around a mid-threes ERA. The underlying numbers put him around 4. He doesn't walk a ton, but he sometimes tends to get away with control issues. He pitched great against the Padres last time out. In fact, they just couldn't score any runs, Miami, and didn't give him any run support. And the Marlins left him out to dry in that game a little bit too long because they can't trust their bullpen. Now, Miami did just, however, hang 8 on Philadelphia and swept them. They're averaging about 4 runs a game. So after that Padres series, the Philadelphia Phillies come to town, and all of a sudden the Marlins can hit now. So over the last week, middle of the road here against right-handed pitching, but they are getting a little bit better. The Mets are the complete reverse, though. 5 runs a game over the last week, and actually one of the higher scoring teams over the last week in Major League Baseball. Nothing special against right-handed pitching, though. They did open up minus 128, minus 130 in the first 5. It hasn't moved a lot off of that. But I think the Miami Marlins are a live dog in this game tonight. So I'll take the plus money on them in the first 5. I think Yuri Perez can absolutely outpitch Nolan McLean in this one. And I do think they're a streaky team, the Marlins. I think those hitters will have some success here against Nolan McLean. All right, we got one more game that I want to get to here, but I do want to let you know, guys, locked and loaded with one of the later games here tonight. We've got a top play for you over at WagerTalk.com, WT.buzz/JR is where you can get it. Don't forget, I have a free play up as well for you guys to check out there. Another one of the later games here, so you don't want to miss that. The bottom line is, as we round out July, guys, get ready for August. We got a trade deadline coming up on Monday. I think there are some great opportunities here over the next few weeks in Major League Baseball to pad that bankroll as we get ready for the NFL and college football. WT.buzz/JR. That is my page. Go check out that free play and go grab that top play here tonight. 4% best bet, in fact, over at WagerTalk.com. All right, last game we're going to talk about here tonight is going to be the Pirates at the Reds. And in the first 5, well, I pick them pretty much here right now. Both sides opened up around minus 110, 112. And not a whole lot of movement here either. And I get it because Yohan Ramirez is going for the Pirates. Now, who is that? Well, he hasn't started a game all year. Well, I mean, of course he hasn't. He's a relief pitcher that is going to open up the game in what is going to be another bullpen game here on the card, this time with the Pirates. Now, he does have a 4.47 ERA. Judging by his numbers here, it is what he is. He's not great. But he's only going an inning or 2 anyway. And then he's going to give way to a bunch of other very untrustworthy arms in the Pirates bullpen. Now, Cincinnati is countering with Rhett Lauder, who's got a 5.61 ERA. And that looks like, what it is, batting practice. He has been actually a little bit better than that, but he's still a 5 ERA starting pitcher. Big-time control problems, big-time barrel problems, hard hit. It is scary here in a big, big way. He has not been good, but when you look at the 2 lineups behind that are going to be facing these 2 pitchers, Pittsburgh scored barely 3 runs a game over the last 7 days. Cincinnati actually averaged under 3 runs a game over the last 7 days. And against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, both of them sit in the bottom half of baseball. Cincinnati lost yesterday 6-1. Pittsburgh got shut out. We've got all sorts of pitching going on here that's going to create free traffic on the base paths. And that can only hurt you if somebody can actually drive them in. And these 2 lineups haven't done a great job of that. The total opened up at 5.5. I got two teams that can hit, but they are streaky at the Great American Ballpark here. I'm going to take the under in the first 5, even with 2 gas cans on the mound. I do think runs will eventually come, but I don't think it's going to happen early in this one. I think 5.5 is too much in the first 5. It's an under for me. And there you got it, guys. We got first 5 games for you here on the card tonight. Certainly hope you'll hit that like and subscribe button. Come back and make us a part of your day here at WagerTalk TV. WT.buzz/JR. That's where you can go check out the free play I got here tonight, as well as my top play, 4% top play on the board. You can pick that up on my page as well. A lot of baseball still to go. Lot still to be decided here. Certainly hope that you cash a few tickets here tonight and then come back and join us again tomorrow for another edition of First 5 here on Wager Talk TV. Good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow.